So, something has been trending on the internet the past week or the past few days. UFC fighter Sean Strickland had a comment when he was asked about LGBTQ. To some of you, this might be controversial, so I urge you to click away if you don't want to see it. But we're going to check it out anyway, so let's get to it.
Trans community, you said this past October when they announced the Bud Light sponsorship that you go so hard on Bud Light for your next fight, they'll have to accept me or denounce me when they know what will know what they stand for.
This guy's like, hey, this Canadian's not that Canadian.
Are you still going to use your fight time to kind of speak on that?
Here's the thing about Bud Light. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental fucking illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you have fucking weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of fucking you. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your fucking bullshit you're fucking peddling. The world is not saying, you know what? You're right. Fucking chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about who they can fuck in school. I don't want my kids being taught about their sexual preference. This guy is the fucking enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there. Asking these stupid fucking questions.
That was quite intense. I wouldn't use that vocabulary even though I understand what he was trying to portray in his messaging. I understand. Doesn't mean I would use the same vocabulary or I would condone his expression. But he's a man that has his own wisdom, his own self, and can speak for himself, and he did. And I believe the question we should be asking ourselves is, this man came all the way from USA for a UFC fight. Why don't you ask him about jiu-jitsu or his defense mechanism or something? Why ask him about this? It means you are looking for a headline, you're looking for something, some kind of controversy. And good for you because you got it. Yeah, you got it. And Sean Strickland, he's well known for how he speaks. He's raw, open. He's just going to say what he wants to say. And he should, because he's a man. Regardless of where you stand on what he said or where you don't stand, I feel like he had the right to, express himself and share his thoughts, because you asked him. He wasn't going around just speculating. I think he probably had said something in the past that resulted in asking this question, but also he's here for a fight all the way from America. Is it? Yeah, from America to Canada, and then you wouldn't ask about the taxes. You're asking about all these things, and you got an answer, and then you got a headline. Hopefully, you're trending. Well, following up with this conversation that happened here, the CEO, or is it the president of the UFC, Dana White, was asked about this. His response was a whole nother headline, and I really did like the way this one was addressed. Honestly, I'll show you, so check it out. Let's go to the next one. Look at how Dana White addressed this.
I just want to go back. You were talking about, you obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say.
First and foremost, the wording of the question was just so inappropriate. A long leash. What do you think this is? Slavery?
Dana, I just want to go back. You were talking about, you obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone, and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm
free speech.
I understand he was being figurative, but also the wording in this context too, you want to be careful as a journalist here, because I do understand what he was trying to say, but I would prefer you had said, I know you give some restrictions or limitations on what people can verbalize on your platform. Just put it somewhere like that. Don't use a leash. It kind of feels like you're trying to start up something or get a headline. Don't worry, I'll take the video back and then we can start from the beginning and I will talk.
Dana, I just want to go back. You were talking about, you obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone, and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, right. I'm saying you...
A leash?
Mm-hmm.
I'm free speech. Control what people say. Gonna tell people what to believe. Gonna tell people... I don't fucking tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash. Free speech, brother. People can say whatever they want and they can believe whatever they want. And I don't think there's any. We had two gay women who fought in the co-main event. They sat on the stage with Sean Strickland. They could give a shit what Sean Strickland thinks, or what he says, or what his beliefs are, or what his opinions are. You know what I mean?
That was a good point he made right there. And also, like, he should have been more careful with the wording. Maybe use words like restraints. Do you give your fighters some restraints to the words they can use on your platform? Just try to put it in a way that is, easy or easier to accept. Don't use like you give a leash. Nah, that was too intense. And I do like the response. He clearly stated he doesn't give anybody a leash. Free speech. That was what he said. And I do appreciate that, because these are fighters. You don't expect to numb or tame fighters. They are fighting. They're coming to beat themselves up. And then you're asking them questions and you're expecting restraints. They are fighters. This is the UFC. You're coming to see blood and coming to see people getting beat up. So what do you expect? You want to see somebody who is very well mannered and well spoken on the news or the platform, and then once they go in the cage, they start trying to kill themselves. It's a fighting sport. What else do you expect? Well, let me know what you think about that. I probably spoke a lot, but I'm sorry. I just thought I should. Feel free to share yours. I want you to speak a lot to me as well. So talk to me in the comment section. Smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.